Hello, and welcome to Clutch My Pearls, the podcast where I, Emily, learn all about the dirty little books that my friends Vanessa and Barbara are reading. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
What have y'all been up to?
Today, officially, I think I've hit the point where it feels like I'm ready for a Grey's Anatomy rewatch.
Oh my God.
How many?
I'm excited.
That's a lot.
It's an exciting time in any young woman's life, and I think it's back around, and I think I'm ready to go back in.
How many times have you watched Grey's Anatomy front to back?
Like
Front to back.
I mean, like solid actual watches, I would say maybe like 3.
Wow.
But just randomly having it on.
From like start to finish? Like, because I never really finished.
I
like,
haven't finished it.
Yeah.
It's still going.
Oh, is it?
God, I know.
Yeah. I think she just finally, Jeff's daughter watches it. So I get caught up on it. You know, there's always something crazy happening.
Yeah. It's been a while since I watched it. And I only started watching it when I moved to Texas. It was the perfect, one of my best friends, Alyssa, was like, you know what you should try is this. And it was like exactly what I needed to just forget about how stressful it was.
So watching like stressful medical stuff helped you.
I'm not in any operating room, so this is great.
So I assume that there's probably a good amount of Grey's Anatomy fanfic out there.
Oh, there has to be.
Ooh.
I should look into this.
That
I
would
should do some
be that could be a
research.
fun like Patreon. That we touch on some like fanfic
Yeah, for our patrons, if you want us to do that,
for our
let us
fanfics.
know. Yeah.
Okay, so
That's what I'm
Vanessa,
up to.
we have a book of yours this week.
Yes. So actually, one of a friend recommended this book after I finished ACOTAR and Throne of Glass, and was having a hard time like finding a new book. I haven't really read a lot of fantasy since then, but she recommended a book about aliens.
Oh my God, are you serious?
And Emily knows all about this book.
Oh, is this husband school?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I'll
Oh my
give you
God.
the cover.
Choosing Theo.
Yes.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, this is perfect because this is the one you recommended to me, and I haven't gone there yet. But oh my God, oh, this is going to be a good time.
I would say that this mutual friend of ours who is very into these books, she is like my first true introduction to the erotica world that there is, because she reads all these like deep fantasy stuff, and that I don't know. I'm so excited to
She only likes wings. She only likes aliens. She only likes beasts. She's not into any like modern day.
No,
She's not reading Busy Businesswoman Gingerbread
No.
House.
Unless
she wants to check out.
She told me that she has, as she says, she doesn't want to yuck anybody's yum, of course, and
of
we
course.
don't either. We
Yes.
never do. But she's saying like the things that turn her off are anything to do with like children or like breeding and stuff like that. So she said that usually with the aliens or like cross species, there's not a lot of that because she's a mom, and so she's like, I think that's where she really, really wants to escape.
Yeah, get me out of here. Well, that's great. The biology just breaks it all down. Women in STEM.
Okay, so choosing Theo.
I'm so excited.
I
Yes.
can't wait. I'm
So-
stoked.
It's kind of a lot,
Uh-huh.
just because it's obviously like world building, and I think it's a good book.
Okay.
I think it's a good book.
How long is it?
381 pages.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but that's pretty good for
Yeah.
a fantasy. Like, you
Yeah.
don't want to start off with 500 pages because the first 150 are going to be like world building, and
Right.
you haven't even met the main characters. Like, it's a
Yeah.
nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's 8 books.
Ooh,
yeah.
okay.
So, and it kind of like taps into other side characters that are in the story, and they're all kind of connected. I've only read 2. But
So is this the first of the series?
Yes, this
Okay,
is
so
number
that's where it is a
1.
lot of, like I said, the world building and all that.
yeah. I have to say, for the recommendation, she kind of they're very human like. So she was definitely like letting me dip my toe in.
Okay, this is your like. Don't
I
get too
think
scandalized.
like book 3, like he might have horns, and
Ooh.
he might be like purple
Horns
or blue.
where?
Oh, right.
I have no idea.
The different colors when they say that, and I don't have the only experience I have with this is Ice Planet Barbarians, which was a whole situation. But when they had like with wings and stuff, sometimes I just don't picture it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, I feel like I would need pictures, but I mean, I guess they're probably really good at describing it.
You got to ease your way into it.
Yes.
Okay.
And a lot of people think that this book is a lot like Ice Planet Barbarians,
Okay.
but I have not read that, so I cannot say.
Okay, well, so we're opposites. We can try to see how this
Yes,
is. Okay,
yes.
perfect.
I also like to say that this was written in 2020, and I was like, perfect timing for an abduction. You know what I mean?
I was like,
yeah.
take me away.
Get me off this
away. For sure, for sure. Okay, so it's definitely, you know, enemies to lovers, forced proximity, that kind of thing.
That sounds fun.
We'll read the back of the book.
Okay.
And then we'll guess some pages.
Oh, like the first coming?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, how many? It was 380?
One.
Okay.
Okay. I'm ready to hear.
So, being kidnapped by aliens is the only start of Jade's problems. Thankfully, her rescuers, an alien race known as the Clandians, are willing to protect her, but she has to stay on their planet for at least a year. Respect the rules of their culture, including choosing a husband.
Ooh, it's the rules.
It's actually the law. They say it a lot in
You
this book.
have to.
It's the law.
I love it. Okay.
So, of course, she refuses, but then she decides to play along until she can find her way back to Earth. Theo is a scarred mercenary who preferred a life of solitude. He's stunned when Jade selects him as her husband. After years of being passed over, he never imagined he would be chosen, and neither did anyone else.
Oh, that's the name of the book,
Ooh.
Choosing Theo.
Yes.
Choosing Theo.
Only one
Ooh.
explanation makes sense. The curvy, enticing female must be a spy, and Theo's determined to break her cover by any means necessary.
Men are so dumb. Well, men.
Yeah.
Aliens. As Jade and Theo are forced to spend time together, their chemistry becomes undeniable, but neither can afford to bring love into the equation, especially since Jade seems so determined to go home.
I mean, that sounds reasonable, but
Yeah.
After all, she can't possibly stay here, right?
Right. Of course
Right?
not. Like, I
Ooh.
can't.
I gotta go home.
I've got to go home. I can't do this. I can't choose a man.
I really want to finish Grey's Anatomy, and I don't get that channel here. Oh, no.
It's just like, I need to know what happens if she ever leave Seattle.
So she's kidnapped.
Yeah, so she's kidnapped by some lizard dudes in the middle of the night,
oh.
which had me a little worried.
A little. Ooh.
I was worried.
Yeah. For your first.
For
that's
my
a
first,
lot.
I was like, oh no, it's lizards.
Okay, so the lizard, is she just like, are other people, has she heard about other people being abducted? Or
Right,
is
is
this like,
she-
No,
only-
they don't really talk about it.
She's the chosen one.
It's just like in the
She's
middle
just
of the night.
irresistible.
She's like taken.
they're like,
Wakes up on a ship.
Okay.
You know, she doesn't really. They are speaking like a weird language. They feed her some food, but I think she kind of knows like she's being like sold like cargo. Like the way that they're like treating her, they're not like.
She's kind of being like a little rough. Like, stuff where you're like, I'm not.
They're
I don't
not
know, this isn't
hurting
gonna be fun.
her. Yeah, they got her locked up.
They're
Right.
not like studying her.
Yeah.
They're
No. Just giving her some
transporting her.
snacks. Yeah.
Right.
Weird
Okay.
snacks. They put her in a pod, send her to this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Someone tries to retrieve her at the surface, but she gets away, and she's like running around like a remote area, and she like passes out, gets picked up,
Okay.
and then she wakes up in a building,
Oh.
and she's greeted by a woman
Ah.
who looks pretty human, but she's of course drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
Of course.
Does she have little lizard eyes or like a
No,
split tongue or anything?
She's just really tall, big eyes, pointy ears, top and bottom.
Oh.
And she's got like these swirly marks all over her, like tattoos.
It's
but
like the cover of the book, like Theo's?
Yes, but they're not black. Theirs are like white,
Oh,
like
like
opal,
branding.
like shimmer.
Oh, like a shiny. Ooh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I know, this
And we'll
sounds
get
nice.
into why his are darker.
Probably because
Ooh.
he's
He's a bad boy.
His eyes have darkened.
His
and it's like
eyes darken.
his
Do they
skin-
change
yeah.
color?
His eyes definitely darken in this book.
Ooh, we got an eyes darkening.
I
Oh,
also
boy.
I also looked up. He growls a lot.
Of course he does. Of
And
course.
I think I looked it up, and it was like 40 growls. And
Oh
40?
my god, this
Yeah.
is a good series.
Yeah.
I'm
Dang.
fully in.
Eyes darkening, tattoos everywhere, growl, 40 growls.
40 growls.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so let's go back. We need to guess the pages.
Okay, so you said 397 is the
381.
381.
He thinks she's a spy.
Okay,
Mm.
I'm gonna go 122.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 87.
Okay.
Oh.
234.
234.
For an
Okay, this
alien-
is too
I mean,
much
okay,
world.
It's a series.
It's
You
the
gotta
number
really-
one complaint about this book. I will
Valid,
say
valid,
right
valid,
now.
I think that we'll see that later in our 1-star reviews.
Yes,
Do
for sure.
they make up for it? In your
Yeah, I
opinion?
mean, I think there's definitely lots of like fun banter between them, and I'll get into that a little
I
too.
love banter. I love a
Um,
build up.
Yes, yeah, it's definitely I cheesed the whole, and
Okay,
I reread this
okay.
book for the show, obviously, and I was like, stop it, and I
Just
just book.
cheesing.
Oh my God.
It is really cute. It's really cute.
Did
I'm
it-
excited.
Like, okay, so to touch on the cheesing, like, because that's just when you're just smiling and just like, oh, tee hee hee.
Yeah.
But like, do you ever blush when you read the books?
I don't know. I'm not looking in the mirror when I'm reading the book.
No, but like, you know how you feel it, like you get kind of.
I mean, yeah,
flushed?
maybe, yeah. Little
Yeah.
cute moments. It's definitely like you
Yeah.
know, it's very cute.
I
Okay.
will literally clap my hands. I'll be like, ooh,
Oh, little seal.
yeah.
I did it.
Okay, so
234 is the
Yeah.
first.
34.
the
Okay,
first
that is
coming.
a lot of world building and like edging. You know?
yeah, and I'm gonna
Sure.
skip a lot of stuff, but if you have any questions, just let me know because
Okay.
I know what it is. Okay.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do they say anything like he's 19 feet tall or anything weird like that?
Oh.
No. So
Does he have pointy ears?
they all have pointy ears.
I can work with that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
They're all just like really tall, longer limbs.
Okay.
Everybody is really good looking.
Swimmers bods.
Yes.
I
Got
can
it.
definitely see swimmers bods,
Yes.
reptilian bods.
Okay.
Yes. Everybody's just really, and they have really great health care there. I just want to say.
What?
Oh my gosh.
They put her in this like glass tube, and they were like, "Oh, your thyroid's a little messed up, and your knee is a little messed up. We're gonna put some gas in this tube," and they just like cured her in
Oh my
like
God, I'm
4
ready.
seconds. So
No
everybody,
copay? Oh my god.
yeah, it's free.
no
So
deductible.
Everybody is very healthy and very good looking, perfect skin.
Oh,
If there's any,
I think her boobs even lifted.
oh my god.
okay,
I
if
hope I
there are
get
any
kidnapped.
lizard people out there,
Listen,
I'm ready.
me
I'm
up.
ready. Even
I'm
just for the
not
healthcare
busy.
alone.
I won't even pack a bag.
I could use a lift. I could use a little tuck.
Mm-hmm.
I could use like just put some gas in there and just like I'm sure I was actually just talking about my knee hurting, so I could handle it.
I'm sure I have a thyroid problem. It runs in my family, so just go ahead and take care of that. Thank you.
Yeah, so instead of medicine, they just
Do they know like the name of? Is it a different planet or is it like a different?
yeah, it's
plane?
called. So they're Clandians, and I think the planet is called Clania.
How do you spell that?
C
picture the K.
Cleania.
Clania.
Clania.
All right.
Cool.
I
Okay.
might be saying it wrong.
Great.
That's fine.
I spelled it right.
If we're saying it wrong, let us know in the comments. Sorry.
Sorry to all Clanians out there.
Sorry. I'm just. You can still abduct me.
I will follow the rules. I'll pronounce it right. I'll pick a husband, you know.
I mean, take me so I can learn.
yeah.
I love learning.
So that's actually. I'm a fast learner.
I'm a good student.
I can adapt. Okay. So basically, her abduction is illegal. So they're like, we're going to investigate this immediately, but we can't have contact with Earth because they don't know about aliens, and we like to keep that separate. So
they can't handle it.
you have to stay here.
Okay.
And he's like, you have to stay on the planet for at least a year, and then you can go to whatever other planet you want to. Obviously, she could probably get smuggled back to Earth if she really wants to hit up those lizards or something.
Yeah.
But they basically say maybe you should marry somebody for 3 months and they can kind of show you the ropes.
Okay.
So there was a plague 300 years ago that
Oh.
killed a lot of the women.
This
and
is written
so,
in 2020. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
300 years prior.
See,
All the women are okay.
although like 70% of the women die
Oof.
and like 30% of the men, and basically they're having like conceiving issues, and then even when they do have babies, they're only having boys.
Oh.
So they
Boy, mom. Sorry.
so they kind of have this like, I don't know, if you're a woman, you kind of marry around. You only stay married for like 3 to 6 months.
This
or,
is like boyfriends, but also husband title. But then you're gonna be like, okay, just kidding. Next, on to my next husband.
yeah. So basically, like you're married, you try to have kids. If you can't, then you move on to
Next
someone
in line.
else, or you try to have babies. If you have nothing but boys, maybe you move on. But they kind of just keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Okay. There's not a lot of monogamy expectations.
They're an
Yeah.
open-minded people, but
So-
dedicated to, conceiving.
Pointy-eared, open minds. I love it.
Yeah. He kind of tells her that women are kind of like the best thing on the planet, you know, and they're highly regarded and well taken care of and all that. So
Okay.
she's kind of coming around to
Kind of
it.
seeing the appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was another thing, is like she could understand them, but they couldn't understand her right away. And it's because they had to go get English out of the archives for their translators.
Oh.
So, you know, they know about humans, but they don't really have a lot of contact.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is their first.
Okay.
How exciting.
And they do a lot of testing on her to find out, make sure her anatomy is the same.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
It is a little different.
Ooh.
Tell me. What is it? If it's making you
I'm
clutch,
nervous.
she's clutching.
Well, I don't think the alien women have a clit.
Oh, like that's why it's not pleasure.
What do they have? Do they have a good time?
It's deep inside. It's like the G spot,
Oh,
basically.
okay,
So they
okay.
don't have external.
Mm-hmm.
And then
The
apparently
knee will do nothing to them.
No knee.
no knee, no knees.
All
But they don't need the knee. I'll tell you why
Oh,
in a minute.
Oh.
But apparently it closes up for 24 hours.
Their vagina?
Yes. No entry
For 24 hours.
for 24 hours
Okay.
after sex. So
Because it's got to keep all the sperm in or something.
yeah, no more than one go at a time, basically.
Interesting.
So that's a difference. But really that's it.
So he's not to jump ahead too much.
Emily knows.
I'm there.
They've got to be. Yeah, I think
He's been to husband school.
20 minutes.
he's
All right.
like, okay, yeah. He's like, it's more where she's like, I'm ready. I don't close shop. Like, we're open 24 hours a day.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Oh, young love.
Basically, he tells her we're gonna do the husband choosing ceremony.
Mm.
He also tells her, like, don't worry about it. You're not required to have sex or like have a baby with him. This is literally just so that you can
Have a
get
husband.
acclimated to the planet.
Obey
Okay.
the law.
Yeah, you don't know what food to eat. You don't know where the roads go.
right. Show you around.
She doesn't
Helpful.
even know how to read.
Who
Like,
said chivalry's dead?
Aw.
You know,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
it's on this planet though.
she has like some handlers helping her through the ceremony. An older man and a married woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they're kind of like helping her.
This feels very Hunger Games. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the viewing, they bring out a bunch of guys.
Okay.
Just line them up.
Are they naked?
No.
Ah.
Okay.
So they're basically in like it's kind of like a lineup.
I'm
for,
picturing like at a police station
Yeah.
when you're like,
Like, turn
number
to the
3,
left.
can you
Yeah.
turn to the side?
100%.
Number 2, can you prop your thigh out?
100%. So they have like little numbers, I guess, or whatever. And it's like a 2-way mirror. And there's a bunch of women with her. And they're just like basically walking in a line so that everybody gets a
Can check them out.
Yeah.
good view. Yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
She's starting to get kind of bored though. Everybody's like real pretty, you know?
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think
Do they all have the white swirlies? Or are there just-
yes, they all have the white swirls.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. She's kind of like getting bored
Been
and
there.
at the viewing,
Uh-huh.
and she hears a fearful gasp from one of the women, and she kind of perks up and lays eyes on the sexiest man she's ever seen.
Theo.
Theo.
Theo
It's
has
gotta
entered
be.
the chat.
Yes.
Theo came in. He made a woman gasp.
You had me at fearful gasp.
Causing fearful gasps everywhere you go.
I'm paying attention now.
The women look terrified and disgusted, though.
Poor
Oh my
Theo.
god. And Jade, right? Her name was Jade.
Jade, yeah. She's into
She's
it.
horned up.
She's
Yeah.
real horned up. So she kind of describes him: deeply tanned skin, black markings unlike the others, and they look kind of tribal. She calls him a sexy god of war.
Ooh.
I think he's like bigger and beefier.
Yeah.
He's probably got like scars because he's like a mercenary.
I'm picturing like a Jason Momoa type.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, I could definitely work with that.
kind of brutish.
Because I was
Yeah.
picturing some like prominent eyebrows. He looks a little cranky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Aw,
I mean, he
Theo.
growls 40 times in the
40
book.
times,
40.
Yeah.
He caused a fearful gasp. Like, okay.
So now that we're doing the choosing, when she tells her handlers that she chose Theo, they're pretty surprised. They say he's a good guy, but he's never been chosen before. And so he might not be ready for a wife. He might not be prepared.
Is he a virgin?
No.
Okay.
And I'll get to that, why he's definitely not a virgin.
Sorry to skip ahead.
Yeah. Well, it's required in school.
Literally school. Literally
in school.
Okay, do they have quizzes? Oh my god.
Pop
oh my god.
Quizzes.
What?
So
this is like they go to school. Okay. So she picks him, but like, what is his background?
he's a mercenary, so he's kind of a loner. He does like lots of undercover work. He's super rich because he's just very like good at his job.
He's not spending any money on wives. He's never been chosen.
No, yes.
Aw.
And that's where all your money goes.
Oh.
Is your wife.
Oh, love
Because
that.
you don't need to pay for food or medical care or anything. All your money goes to your wife.
Perfect, as it should be.
Or in your home, obviously.
that.
Lizard people.
Yeah.
I won't turn you in.
Yeah.
No.
If you're out there, just
Come
you
after
know,
midnight.
I'm
ready.
not busy.
I'm ready. He'll be fine.
So basically, he's also retired. He doesn't really take a lot of jobs anymore because he's so wealthy.
Right.
But he'll take it if it's interesting. So perfect for being a daddy.
Ooh.
Oh right, yeah. I forgot this
husband.
is all
He just
about
needed to be
kids.
chosen.
I got a little distracted with all these pop quizzes and fearful gasps.
Okay, so basically, they go to husband school.
Sure.
Between the ages of 17 and 20, it's towards the end of their school career. Half of their time is spent doing cooking, childcare, a bunch of other stuff. There's obviously like extracurriculars, like if you want to learn how to do wine pairings or whatever.
Okay. Like the things that like the women might like, of where they're like,
I
oh,
can
let me
sew clothes.
Yeah, like I can
Yes.
mend her, I can tailor her clothes for her. That'd be
So
nice.
we'll go through Theo's report card.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god.
So cooking, he got a 10.
A 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Of course.
Theo.
Massage, mandatory.
Yeah, you
Mandatory
have to.
curriculum, 10.
10 out of 10. He's perfect.
Childcare, 8.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Okay.
Kids can be
Fine.
tough.
That's pretty high.
That's pretty high. Yeah.
More than 5.
That's true.
Conversation, 3.
Until he meets the
fruit.
right one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs somebody different.
He hasn't
needs
been
Jade.
comfortable enough to
Yeah,
like
no
really
one
let it down.
understands him.
You know?
Everyone has these fearful gasps.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't even give him a chance.
No.
Break through that shell. Oh.
Appearance, 1.
Wow.
He's racist.
I know.
Wow.
Anatomy, 10.
Of course. I mean, that's all that really matters. That's
Yeah.
the real appearance.
Sexual proficiency.
How do they grade this? Like,
That is my next
okay,
thing.
okay. What is it? 10.
10.
12. I mean, might as well.
And of course, they are trained and tested thoroughly
Okay.
by volunteers.
I volunteer.
But I also want to say that they're blindfolded so that they cannot be biased about the appearance of the student.
Okay.
Because he doesn't
Right.
often get,
Chosen.
yes.
Aw.
So he gets a 10.
10.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for
Nice.
him.
I knew he would.
Yeah.
I mean, just that report card alone, you're like, that's hot. Like, I love it.
Picture their parents putting it on their fridge. Great work.
10. But
Okay.
like massage school.
Massage school, bro.
And she doesn't like your knee is all better. He does. It's just like pleasure massage.
Yeah.
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 This isn't medicinal.
Just, yeah.
I
For
love it.
funsies.
I love it.
Yeah. She goes, first of all, she walks down the hallway and she can hear lots of testing.
Oh,
Lots
so
of-
I mean, they're fucking.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Lots of women
Having
are
a good time.
testing some people out. Theo thinks that the only reason why he's being chosen is for the testing part. Because sometimes women will choose him just to get in the room with him because they want to see the
What it's all
beast
about.
up close.
Yeah.
Maybe sample.
So she chooses him.
Yeah, so she goes in and he's blindfolded. He's blindfolded.
He's blindfolded so that
Yes.
he doesn't have any. Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
So she gets to do whatever. And he's kind of like tracking her around the room like a predator.
Oh.
Yeah. He's being kind of like intense, feral. if it will.
Feral. Is he growling? I bet he's growling.
I bet he
I
growls.
definitely think he fucking growls.
Let's go ahead and
For
say
sure.
it. For
He-
sure.
I'm sure. I could look it up, but I'm sure he is. So he starts to strip.
Oh.
thinking that she wants to sample, right?
You're there for testing. Like,
yeah. Like, let's do this. We got to get this over with.
It makes sense. 1 + 1 is 2. So.
Right.
Yeah. She kind of gets close to him and is about to touch him, and he like snatches her up,
Ooh.
Oh.
sniffs her, and licks her neck.
Oh. The beast.
Yeah, pretty much. And she just freaks out and runs out the room.
Girl. All right. I mean, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, it got to be a little
But-
scary, but like, come on.
Yeah.
He got a 10.
She basically describes it as the most erotic thing ever.
Like, she got scared. She got a fearful gasp and had
Yeah.
to run out.
Yes.
Oh, Jade.
But
you're
she's
in for it.
still into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like, no, I still want to choose him.
I just need a minute, but
Yeah.
mhm.
I want to
Yeah.
see where else this goes.
I don't want it to be in such a clinical testing setting, but we're definitely going to meet up later. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So he takes her home.
Just
So
like
she-
that.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And he still doesn't really understand her.
No, she's still he's waiting to get his like they're getting him English.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
So
he's convinced that she's a spy.
yes.
So we've got the enemies to lovers.
Totally.
And then they have banter and we're cheesing out.
Yeah, so he does a couple of things to like try to rattle her, maybe to get her to drop the act, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She comes home with him and he gives her a t-shirt. She puts on a shirt and she comes out and she's not wearing any pants and he kind of freaks out. And since he doesn't understand her, she's kind of like saying everything out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like talking to herself, you know?
Yeah.
And she says something about how sexy he is and how she wants to lick his tattoos.
Oh.
Oh.
And apparently while she was changing, he got his translator updated.
Oops.
Oh.
So he heard her.
Ah, okay. So now he's
Aw.
like, okay, let's do this.
But he
They're vibing.
still thinks it's an act.
Okay, so now let's get to it.
234.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm
How
ready
does
to
it-
234 this.
They finally cave. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Slowly, he slid his free hand down her back and rumbled against her skin.
Rumble.
He
That's like
rumbled.
that's like growling. Yeah.
You need to come, little wife. Does he call her little wife?
No, just in this scene.
Just in that
Okay.
wet.
She let out an involuntary whimper and arched her back to him in answer. He looked wild and powerful and was unmistakably aroused by her. His hand was large enough to encompass her whole neck. She felt so small in comparison, and it thrilled her. He squeezed her ass hard and nipped at her ear. You must be aching now. Your scent is driving me mad. She shivered. Scent? He moved to peer down at her with a predatory grin. Your arousal. Jade's eyes widened in surprise. You can smell when I can, he whispered hoarsely.
Hoarsely.
He's got a grumble and a hoarsely.
Uh-huh. His eyes are dark. I know it.
She flushed with embarrassment, placing her hands on his chest. She tried to push him away, but she may as well have been attempting to move a brick wall. He didn't so much as sway. In a flash, the hand from her throat vanished, slipped under her dress, and ripped her panties off her. These mask the scent, tossing away the offending underwear.
Do not offend me.
They are offensive with the way that they are
Rude.
blocking the scent. Like, this is it's offensive.
Oh.
Now let's lift that dress, he said, using her own words from earlier. Jade started to tremble as his hot fingers explored her wet folds. Yo! Oh my God.
Are you clutching your pearls?
My wet folds.
Folds.
Ugh.
That could be an armpit. You don't know. His fingers are hot.
Hot fingers in her wet folds.
Mm.
He's hot.
When his slick, oh my God. Okay.
You got it. This is good.
When his slick thumb brushed over her clitoris, she released a strangled cry, fisting his shirt.
Now wait a minute. Is this his first experience with a clit? He
Yes.
didn't get a 10 in this
So
because
he's
he's never.
like,
He doesn't even know. And he
What
just
is this?
great
Yeah.
instincts.
Yes.
That's why he got a 10, because
Wow.
he's got instincts.
That's why she chose him.
Street smarts.
His hand stilled as she wanted to whine with frustration. Look at me. He growled. He growled. Look at me.
This is the Dark Knight. This is. Oh no.
Opening her eyes, she tried to focus on his. He was studying her face carefully. He gave another quick swipe of his thumb over her clit, which caused her to buck in his hand. A deep, humorless chuckle emanated from his chest. So that's what this... So that's what that is for? When I reviewed the section on human female anatomy on your file, I'll admit I was curious. He was like, I studied your anatomy file.
I'm ready for my pop quiz.
His smile vanished. Then his thumb continued to stroke her. So, oh God, so responsive, so wet, so gross, so responsive, so wet.
I mean, she is.
Jade's eyes rolled back in her head as a throaty moan escaped her. They're using a lot of words to describe like growls.
They're grumbling and bucking,
rumbling, when had she spread her legs further apart? Wait, did I miss something? Sorry, I got just distracted.
Oh, no.
You got a little worked up.
No,
She got a
this
little
was Jade's
throaty.
eyes rolled back in her head as a throaty moan escaped her. When had she spread her legs further apart? Question mark. It won't take much for you to come, will it, wife? It won't take much for you to come, will it, wife? His other hand slid up her body to palm her breast. Yes, please, Theo. Her cry must have shattered his control because his movements became more aggressive, faster. She was so close now. Don't stop, please. She panted, grinding her hips in time with his touch. Let me see you come from me, little wife, he rumbled. Ugh, it's the little, I mean, I'm sorry I have to ask. I'm sorry.
so glad.
I have to ask this.
The
It's
only
not small wife. We're all so glad it's not small wife.
For those who don't know, Barbara's husband refers to her as small wife. She's never referred to as Barbara, but is always
It is
small
now
wife.
a nickname
This is your
amongst the
It's everybody refers to her as Barbara or as Eric's small wife.
yeah.
So does
he's being patronizing and
But in a
calling
fun
her that. Yeah.
is that your husband who's being patronized?
Not Eric.
I
Theo.
think Eric and I are going to do a tandem read of this book.
I think that now when he says it, does he rumble it?
Throaty.
I love when I get to turn this on y'all, and that's when the blushing and the clutching comes.
He says it more. I mean, he says it on the podcast.
Yeah.
And then he said, so I don't know. I'm going to say, yeah, definitely. He sounds like the Joker when he does
Well, Theo sounds like the Dark Knight. So, okay. He slipped a large finger into her sex. Into her sex.
her
Is that just-
sexual organ.
They just call it her sex.
Yeah.
Her sex. I've seen that occasionally in other books. It's very clinical.
I
It
think
kind of
because of the alien.
because of the alien.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it
so
fits.
instead of just like a
he
vagina,
doesn't
I
know
guess.
the words.
So this thing is for sex. Like
Yes.
mouth is for talk.
I've seen that in
Or food.
ears are for anyway. I've seen that in other books where there's not aliens involved, and it always kind of like takes you out of it a
Yeah.
little, and you're kind of like because it's just
Right.
like clinical. It's kind of clunky,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Okay. And her body exploded with her orgasm. First coming, right there.
Yeah.
it's coming.
Waves of pleasure cascaded over her as she screamed, "Yes, Theo. Yes, I'm coming." I can feel you so tight. He bit out. He bit this out. His deft hands continued to work her flesh until her screams had diminished into soft, panted cries. As the haze from the best goddamn orgasm she'd ever had lifted, she gazed up at him in a slow, sated smile spread over her lips. He began to purr again.
Purr.
So
We've got
he
purring?
Purrs.
Oh my
His
God.
whole body basically vibrates.
So
Like this is like
His whole body.
like purring.
Yes.
like a vibrator. Yeah.
'Cause Not
His-
to, we'll do it in another episode, but ACOTAR, that's one of the critiques is that there's
Yeah.
always somebody purring and everyone's like, but this
yeah,
is like
but
full
no,
on.
this is full on. It feels like a big old cat.
Like you
Oh
want
my
that. Like
God.
yeah,
okay.
like he has a button.
so he began to purr again. Brrr,
Like
beautiful.
he's battery operated.
He said as he stared down at her, brows drawn. She felt a rush of affection come over her as at his whispered compliment. tit for tat, big boy.
Okay.
Well, I think so. She's like, I'm gonna go down on him because women don't do that in Clandian. So
the bar does not
he
exist.
doesn't really know pleasure necessarily. It's more about he's got to pleasure her
He
first.
only knows sex.
He knows he grew up to how to make her happy, which is
not really on him.
Yeah. Okay. So she was like, let me take care of you, bro.
Can you imagine being the first? Not this is about to get real. I mean, we're already there, but like being the first. The guy literally doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah,
you're like instantly an expert. Like
Instantly,
the best
it could be the worst that you've ever. Like zero effort.
He's like, I love it when you use teeth.
That was mind blowing. Yeah,
amazing. It made it go so much longer.
Oh my god.
At his confused expression, she let her hand roam down his body until she palmed his rock-hard erection. His shaft jerked in response, and he hissed in a breath.
He's a cat.
He's kind of a cat guy.
He's a rumbly cat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just then, a loud pinging sound came from somewhere within the house. He groaned and cursed.
They're interrupted.
But he doesn't have to wait 24 hours, so at least there's that.
I just skimmed ahead to a part that's not really part of this, but I think this is like afterwards. She wonders how it would feel if he was able to vibrate like that during sex.
Excellent question.
Who needs
my
a
God.
rabbit when your boyfriend comes equipped with a huge vibrating dick?
Wow, because we were talking about cats, I pictured a literal rabbit, and I needed a second. Anyway, we should get sponsored if we ever get ads. It should definitely be
Adam and Eve. What's up?
Reach out. Wow, this is.
So that was that, and then they obviously they're all about it. You know?
He still thinks she's a spy,
but he's willing to,
and he kind of keeps his distance, but she does more things to entice him.
Okay.
And I wanted to say too, he doesn't know about kissing, and so she teaches him about kissing, and he's like obsessed.
Yeah,
and obviously really good at it.
I have the exact opposite reaction to him being this is his first kiss, because you need a little while to figure out the legit,
not Theo.
Your first kiss. I mean, okay, you're right. I underestimated.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. He's
10
a
out of
fast
10
out of
learner.
10, babe.
I'm picturing like a little teenage boy who's like,
oh,
nah, girl.
Yeah.
Get your braces out of the way, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, no, he's got it all figured out.
No, yeah, he's good.
He's instinctive. He's
good.
a cat, so he's got this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is his tongue rough?
Yeah, I was wondering
No.
that. Or is it more lizard-like?
No.
So he doesn't know what kissing is.
Yeah.
He doesn't know about.
But his tongue's normal. But
His
he
tongue's
vibrates.
normal.
He vibrates.
Okay, so then now they've got this. Like, we can skip ahead to they're just fucking all the time now because her vagina doesn't close. She doesn't close up shop.
They become obsessed with each other.
Of course.
And he's not used to that. Like, he's never slept in a bed with a woman. They usually have separate bedrooms. They don't kiss. They're not romantic or touchy-feely. There also hasn't been any mated couples in 150 years.
So this is a biological, you're mated, classic fantasy situation where it's not just husband and whatnot. You're
but they haven't had that in a long time, which is why the women.
Bet they do.
So it does turn out that Jade is mated with him.
Shout out to the lizard people.
Which
Thank
is
you so
why,
much.
yeah, really
sourcing.
Doing a
matchmaker.
solid.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 8 books in this series.
Yeah.
Is there?
So
the
whole series basically is around abductions of humans from Earth.
Okay.
So you're telling me there's a shot?
Yes.
There's more women on the planet, more women being brought in.
She gets some friends.
And yes, she does.
Okay.
And I think it's all to help the population.
It works so well with.
So they
Theo.
realize we need to bring these women, and these women come in, they get free health care, guys who know what they're doing, that they want a massage. This is all these guys went to husband school.
Well, I think they also
amazing.
pick women who don't have anybody.
Yeah.
So Jade doesn't have family.
Aw.
Hey,
so
babe, we got to get a divorce. I got to go to another planet.
Eric, you got to find another
I
small
can't
wife.
have family.
I got to be tiny wife on another planet.
You gotta go.
So I think it's because of also the commonality between their species. Humans might be derived from Clandians in some way.
Do the other women get jealous that they're sorry, my vagina closes, I can't do it all the time? Or are they just fine, we'll just still get husband school benefits?
She has some run-ins with some women and some men. Of course, all the men want to turn with her,
right?
You know? But I think more of the women are more like, what does she see in him?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
There's you know what? That's another thing that's so great about this planet. There's not really jealousy amongst women. They're all supportive of each other.
Yeah.
They
Basically
literally
Barbie
have the
land.
pick of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every 3
Line up
months
the
you get a new
suspects.
husband.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if he
Wow.
doesn't wine you, dine you, 69 you, and buy you all the dresses that you
Spend
want,
all the money on you.
it is a huge testament to like your
Like you could probably go to jail for that.
yes
We
or
need to overhaul the laws.
Hell
in this
yeah.
planet.
yeah
I vote Clandian. I'm ready.
Wine
ready.
you, dine you, 69 you, ladies.
yes
Ready. Okay, so do you feel like with this book that there is more plot than porn?
yes only because it's the first book. There's lots of like world building.
But
You know.
this is clearly a vehicle for porn.
Yes.
Like
yeah.
so, like the
You
next
know-
ones are going to be a little bit more.
A little bit, yeah. Like I said, I've only read 2. I've only read the one after this.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did-
it's actually in an underground facility where they're doing testing on human women and Caucasian men.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Report cards?
Yeah. Everybody's been to
right.
school, babe.
All right.
Everybody's been to school.
Do you feel like this was a good fantasy alien non-humanoid
Yeah.
intro for you?
Yes.
Got a little nervous when I forget what it was. but,
Lizards
Like, yeah,
in the
lizards,
beginning.
yeah.
I was like, are these the
Understandable
guys?
going,
Is this the main character?
Yeah.
"Oh."
It's stuff where
Yeah.
it's enough fantasy to be different and to be like, oh, like you don't really have a lot of the like, I don't know, societal stuff that we have here. It's different. It is definitely a dreamland of all the benefits, and it is like woman focused and like, you know, wine you, dine you, 69 you.
If I had read this during COVID, that would have been a totally different kind of quarantine.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah. I
mean,
probably
they-
wouldn't have been so upset.
Yeah.
They are saying that like, you know, UFOs exist. So maybe that's them coming to get us.
Lizard people again.
We're
Like
ready.
maybe I go to a planet where I can bring Eric and we can hang
Yeah.
out because I am very
Yeah.
happy with
He
him.
could be
but,
with a woman.
he.
Oh, never mind.
No, he could maybe go take some like night shift or like night classes
Here's the
at
plan.
husband school, and then they
And
can
then you go
like
back to
they can
Earth.
learn massage.
I
they can
have
learn
Eric.
cooking,
I have I am a trophy wife to some,
purring.
relatively humanoid something, and then I could also have girlfriends and other
Yeah.
husbands, and I could like that could okay, let's do this.
And then they could just hang out too. I mean, who knows? They might.
They could be friends.
What if the boys, like human boys, can breed with? No, but I don't want them. No. Okay.
Eric and I are gonna
Those
go, and
standards.
Eric's gonna start the podcast network on
Right.
this new planet, and we're all gonna have a good time.
It's all fine. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. They'll just watch sports. They're fun. So would you? So this was a great intro to fantasy, and you're open to more
Aliens.
aliens.
Yeah.
What do the good people at Goodreads think about?
What's the rating?
Because what would you rate it? Let's start with that. A view out of 5.
So I do feel like 200 pages is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a
You
bit
know.
of a. It's you really gotta wait
Yeah.
because you pick
so-
up this book, you read the back of it, you're like, you're gonna fuck this alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have so many questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like it could have happened sooner. I don't know. I mean, I always think that, but
But I think
I
that
thought it was good.
I think with
wouldn't
it
Yeah.
being a good
kick it
intro
out of
to
bed.
it, because then there are other ones where it is like right away where they're like, hey, this is this little like alien who's got 18 different things and wings and all like this dog dick that they fuck on page 2 where you're like, I'm sorry, how did we get a dog dick? What's the purpose of
Oh
it?
my
Like
God.
It hooks, you know, like, and so
Yeah, Jade is apprehensive, even though they look just like us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little too much apprehension.
So yeah, this is
Yeah.
great. Again, this is great intro. This is great if you're like wanting a little bit more plot.
And
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it did take a little while, but you were cheesing. So
Yeah,
it
no,
was
I
a
thought-
good
I thought it
time.
was good.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
a good
Okay.
time.
No, I
What's,
thought it was a good time.
what's
So,
the rating on Goodreads?
Out of 5. What
So,
do you? Oh yeah, what do they say? And what do you think?
so the rating on Goodreads is 4.16.
Dang, that's real high for
27,000 ratings.
27,000 and it's just
Wow.
above a 4. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not
That's not bad.
I feel like most of our books have been 3s, right?
You're going to have some Shirleys out there who are like, he purrs, I run from this book.
right. Like you need to
Shirley.
burn this book
Yeah.
and never look at it
I want to
again.
gouge my eyes out, pull out all my leg hairs.
Choosing
Yeah.
Theo, more like not choosing Theo.
Choosing self-care. That was
We definitely need to do a Shirley book.
we need to check out. We should have that. We should slate
Shirley
that
is
up.
a review that we read a few episodes back, and she just is iconic.
We fell in love.
We fell in love with her, and then we were able to track down her Goodreads account. So I think that in future episodes we're gonna have a Shirley's pick of
Shirley's Corner.
Shirley's Corner. I like that. Shirley's pick.
Shirley's shot.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite reviews, just that I see like in general, not just for this book, but Emily said,
"Oh,
I read this for book club. Like, I would never read this. It was
like,
not my choice,
right?
Oh,
and
God.
I only read it for book club.
This is why I won't join a book club, because first of all, this is the book that I want to be reading, and everyone's like, I don't know."
And Emily's upset.
Yeah, they want to read like murder mystery type stuff, and I'm like, I don't. No.
This is our book club, and if you don't have a book club, this is your book club. We're together.
I want an alien that purrs and gets a gold star for his massage technique
and cooking.
Okay.
So Pearl said, I really tried to read this, but it just wasn't worth the effort. The aliens aren't really alien-like, and the story's stilted, and the dialogue was cheesy. Not for me.
She wants more alien-like.
Yes.
She's like almost like the opposite of like, you're like, I loved the cheesin'.
Yeah.
And I was glad that it wasn't too alien.
She's here for the jump scare.
She wanted the dog dick.
Yeah.
Swirly dick with, blue skin. And okay. All right.
Yeah. Maybe stick around for like book 3.
Yeah.
Oh, teaser.
Mimi said, I read this after watching Avatar, and that really isn't a good excuse.
But I needed to include that. Was that her review?
Yeah.
Was that it?
You watch Avatar and you go, not enough porn. Let me see if I can go ahead and just like add on.
She was just like, so I know I'm reviewing this book, but I just watched this other movie that has nothing to do with this.
That was way more well done.
And that was actually better than this thing. Like, what?
Yeah.
Mimi.
I was very confused.
Mimi, come on, girl.
What are you doing?
But like I said, most of them were like too slow, not enough sex.
Right.
Yeah.
Too much like Ice Barbarians or whatever.
We should do Ice Planet Barbarians, because I read that when it was blowing up on TikTok.
Yeah.
And there's like 9,000 books in that series, but I've only read the first one, so we could revisit. But I wonder how it compares to how quickly they get to the action, because I wonder if that is part of the critique, is that they're like, it's like, why would I go to Walmart? I can go to Target. It's right there.
Yes.
Right.
So Rom Justin says this is a very woke themed novel. Seriously.
Oh, because of the free healthcare?
Oh, right. That women have rights. Women are taken care of. There's health care. Get woke, go broke. Okay.
Seriously, SJW wet dream.
I mean... Are y'all snail trailing? I snail trailed over the free healthcare, like right there.
I'm literally asking to be abducted. Like, okay, if there's room for my husband to come along.
He's gonna cook for me and he's gonna massage me and I'm gonna get free healthcare.
We're SJWs.
And I'm gonna be pleasured. Oh wow.
Oh no.
Constantly.
You know what? Reporting for duty.
That was another common like 1-star review, was they did not agree with the politics of
the alien planet.
Yeah.
Oh my God. See, this is why they're explaining you can't go back to Earth, because they cannot handle the idea
of fantasizing about.
You are correct.
Free healthcare.
And yet, like, if you think about all the magazines that we grew up with, every cover of Cosmo was how to please him, how to make him happy, how to make him scream in bed.
Yeah.
This is just a world where those men got that in school.
Required.
Our health
school.
class was like, if you have sex, you're going to die. But
our health class. And then Cosmo was like, grab a fork and then trust.
But yeah, so it's just kind of like opposite. It's really just like opposite land.
I can't get my head around the idea that I read this book and then I get so upset about politics that I like, what?
Yeah.
You know what?
Are they upset about the UFOs? Are they upset about
is it the lizard people? I thought
they just
lizard people were really big. Like conspiracy people were really into lizard people.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, these people must be upset all the time.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
They should get a guy from husband school.
Because
they should just stay on fucking Earth.
They should get a rabbit and maybe take a chill pill.
Yeah. We don't have Adam and Eve sponsoring us, but if they did, this would be a really great spot.
What an opportunity.
And like offer things to people. So,
we are going to solve the political divide.
Yeah.
Via
a rabbit
orgasms.
Found on a porn site.
Anyway.
So, well, that's, there's your trigger warning for it if you need it. But This was a fun one.
This was a really fun
been
one.
hearing and joking about husband school because all I knew about this book was these guys go to husband school and they're amazing. So every book that Vanessa's been reading, I'm like, oh, is it husband school? Is it husband school? And now I know about husband school.
Did
and
it pay off to the build-up?
It's amazing. And I was really stoked that this was a surprise. I didn't know that
I
that's what the
blindsided
book-
her.
She blindsided me. I was
know.
blindsided today. I love it. All right. Well, if you have any recommendations, you can email us at clutchmypearlspod@gmail.com. Like, comment, subscribe on everything. Tell your friends. You know, if they're super woke, you know, they'd like this book, they can listen to this episode.
if you'd like to sponsor us, Adam and Eve,
What's up? We're here. You know, we're just. If you want to join our book club, we're here. We'll eventually have a Patreon set up. You can join that, and we'll have maybe we'll do some fanfic stuff on there. I think that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
All right, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Bye.